Let's jump right into some stats here first. As you guys can see there on the right, we're all in the cybersecurity industry, and we're seeing the spending for cybersecurity continue to go up and up and up. At the same time, we're seeing ransomware continue to go up and up and up. And we're spending billions of dollars in this particular area. Next. Unfortunately, all of this spending that's happening hasn't stopped the attacks from happening. We spend billions on attack prevention, but not enough on cyber recovery. Take, for example, we as defenders, you as customers, have to be right 100% of the time. The bad actor only has to be right once, and then we're in for some misery. Next. So the key here is understanding, are you ready for cyber recovery? And do you understand the difference between disaster recovery times and cyber recovery times? Because they are different, and we think that's important to note. So here's the problem. Legacy backup and recovery solutions are built differently. They're built to have your software, hardware separated over an open protocol network for storage targets. What this does, it works fine in a DR situation, and you can restore it quite quickly. However, when an attack occurs, it changes everything. This is now where your cyber RTO comes into play. So in this case, you have to understand, is your data kosher or not, or if there's any malware in that data. Next, you have to understand, what is the scope of the attack? What data might have been compromised? You have to understand the point of that infection, at what servers, what's happening. Your CEO comes to you and says, how much of my sensitive data was stolen? What do I tell the regulators about the PII data and what was taken? Unfortunately, even at that time, you may not have a clean copy of data to be able to give them those answers. Next. So at that point, you have to find the malware, quarantine it. Now the key here, interesting enough with some of the other presentations, the bad actor may be into multiple sections of your backup data. So if you can't quarantine it, you're going to continue to get reinfected, and at that point, you're going to end up in a Groundhog Day type of situation. So if you look at the scale and the many factors that are involved here, you can see that cyber RTO can often extend your RTO by 100 times. So no wonder when a breach happens, you can be down for weeks, and unfortunately, we have way too many examples of this happening. So what we've done at Rubrik is that we've combined and converged into a single platform, the backup and recovery and cyber security. Next. So again, let's look at this. From a legacy backup and recovery perspective, you have a separation of your backup software on hardware over that open protocol network, which is targeting your backup storage. This is a full trust architecture. It's worked great for DR situations. What Rubrik has done, again, is we've converged this into a single platform, bringing together your data and your metadata at this time to be able to provide this zero trust type architecture. Fun fact I forgot to mention, 95% of attacks these days are actually happening at the backup layer. What we do here at Rubrik is our platform now becomes invisible to the attacker, so they can't take down your platform. What's key to this, yep, right there, perfect. What's key to this data and metadata layer is because we can bring this together, this actually gives us the ability to provide you our own native data thread engine. The data and the metadata together now give us the speed and the scale that you need to be able to go forward and answer the key questions in that thread engine, right? For example, again, determine the scope of that attack, determine the point of the infections, assess that sensitive data, which is critical, and then find and quarantine the malware. And lastly, of course, now we can give you a clean, fast recovery of your data, in your first copy, by the way. So what if your backup software runs in virtual machines? What we've seen with our statistics is that 17% of those attacks are going to be prevented from your preventable measures from your backup and recovery software. However, 83% of the attacks now are being done at the hypervisor layer. So the bad actors are coming in, taking out your platform first after they've taken your data. So the key question now becomes, how does that affect your recovery plan? This example, you might have malware in your environment, and that is like looking for a needle in a haystack, of course. We see on average 24 million files and about 100 servers. One file has to be that remote access file, of course, that tool, that rat. But the bad actor will get in there and set up 1 to 3 other servers that will be their redundant access points also. So now in this example, let's say you have to move forward, looking through the backups, doing the search and doing the scan. You've got 1,000 servers to look at. You've got 30 daily backups on those on that 1,000 servers. That's going to equal 30,000 backups. Now you have to go forward, and it's going to take you, let's call it 1 minute per backup. That's going to take you up to 20 days to do a full search to find that malware. In this eye chart, as you can see with the little red boxes, what Rubrik does is we change the time factor. In the top, what you would see here is that there's over 47,000 objects that have been scanned. That was done in 33 seconds to find the malware. We think that's a game changer. What happens here, this is a threat hunt now that we can threat hunt your whole entire environment in seconds. Identify those clean recovery points in minutes versus days or weeks, and we can reduce your business downtime significantly. So why does this matter to you? We think before Rubrik, what will happen is you're going to have a problem potentially with the cost of time, reputation, loss of clients. We see that business impact can go on for months, if not years. With Rubrik, we expect that cyber attack will be a blip on your radar. So again, saving you time and money, which is always what it comes down to. And we have 6,000 plus now enterprise clients that we can prove that with. Last slide. Appreciate the time. One more click, I think. Nope, go back. I have 12 seconds. Lastly, what I would say is we use it as a tagline, but backup is not equal to cyber recovery. Keep that in mind. Appreciate your time. Thank you.